Hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And hello, people. Hello and welcome to another lesson. Are you all having fun? Well, let's hope so. I mean, there's plenty to be happy about, isn't there? For one thing, this is a better day than yesterday, isn't it? Well, of course it is. Today is Thursday and yesterday was Wednesday. And we all know what that means, don't we? Yes, that means that we're one day closer to the weekend. And that's always good news, isn't it? All right, so let's get stuck in to today's lesson, shall we? Okay, all right. Now, who remembers what we were talking about last lesson? Yes, I know you all do. We were talking about shopping, about the fact that when we say we're going food shopping, we often mean that we're going to a supermarket to buy things, not only food, but toothpaste, toothbrushes, detergent for the dishwasher, and also detergent for us to do the washing up by hand. Now, not all shopping is boring, like this type of shopping. This sort or type of shopping is normally considered boring. We normally consider or think of this sort of shopping as boring because, like most chores, we have to do it. When we think about a chore, when we think of all the chores that we have to do, the common element in all of them, the one thing that they all have in common, the one thing that is the same in all of them, is the fact that they are compulsory. Have we seen that word before? I'm not sure. Okay, let's have a closer look at it. Compulsory. Now, it's very simple, this word. It's an adjective. And all it means is that something is required or is obligatory. This, whatever it is, has to be done. Perhaps we're talking about a law. Think about military service, for example. Now, in Hungary, we don't have military service. And in the UK, military service finished sometime in the 1960s or sometime like that, decades ago. But in a lot of countries, there is still compulsory military service. This means that the law states, the law says, according to the law, when someone reaches the age of 18, they have to join the armed forces. It could be the army, the navy, or the air force. That's not the important bit. But the law states, the law lays down that when someone reaches the age of 18, they have to join the armed forces for a certain period of time. Now, in the UK and also in Hungary, there used to be compulsory military service. You turned 18 and you got a letter from the government telling you that you had to report for duty, you had to go to an army base and say, "Here I am, I'm ready to join the army." And then the army would give you a pair of camouflage trousers and a vest and a green helmet and a gun and a knife and a compass and some more stuff like that, you know, army pants and some big boots to help you climb trees in the jungle. Then they teach you judo and kung fu and how to escape from prison using only a small paper cup, things like that. They also teach you how to strip your weapon, how to separate it into different parts so that you could clean it. Actually, that's a very useful verb that we always see with things like this. Well, we see this verb with things like this and also Swedish furniture. The verb is the verb to assemble. Now, the verb to assemble is just a verb which means to put something together. When you complete a jigsaw puzzle, for example, you assemble the pieces so that they show the same picture as the picture on the box. And think about what you do when you buy furniture, especially furniture from Sweden. But, well, these days this sort of furniture is very popular. It's called flat pack furniture because it can be packed flat into boxes. And that makes it easier to transport. And that means what? Yes, that means that you can take it home in your car and you, not the furniture company, assemble the furniture. You open up all the boxes in your flat, and then you spend hours connecting piece A to piece B, then joining pieces A and B to section C, and then fastening this bit to that bit. Now, what you're doing is assembling the furniture. You're putting it together, you're building it, you're taking the pieces and turning them into a bed or table or desk or something by assembling the pieces together. All right. Now, what if we move in the opposite direction? What happens then? Well, say for example that you're moving to a new house or flat. You need to move your furniture as well. So now you have to do everything in reverse. And there's a verb for that too. The verb to disassemble, to take apart, the opposite of assemble. With this verb, we're doing the opposite of what we did earlier. Then we were taking pieces of wood and metal and putting them together to make a bed or a desk or something. Now we're taking the desk or bed or whatever and we're disassembling it. We're dismantling it. We're taking it apart. We're taking it to pieces. Now we're turning a desk or bed or whatever into a lot of pieces of wood and metal and things. All right. And what happens when you get to your new flat or house? What do you have to do now? Yes, that's right. Now you have to do the same thing again in reverse. You have to take the pieces of wood and metal, all of the screws and strange plastic bits, and you have to connect them all together again to build your desk or bed or whatever it is. Now in this case, we could use which verb? Yes, that's right. We could use the verb that we've just seen, the verb to assemble. We could use that verb again, but there's another possibility too. We can use a prefix to show that this isn't the first time that we're doing this, to show that this isn't the first time that we're assembling this collection of pieces of wood and metal. Now, what prefix do you think we could use to convey, to communicate, to express this idea? The idea of doing something again. The prefix that we're going to use is re. We often use this prefix, we often attach this prefix to the front of a word to show that this isn't the first time we're doing it. The teacher said my work was terrible. I have to redo it. The cover on my exercise book is torn. I'd better recover it. I entered the room, left, and then re-entered. After the police left, Sherlock Holmes re-examined the crime scene. If we go back to our furniture example, we're not assembling the piece of furniture. We're not doing it for the first time. We're reassembling it. We've done it before. This is just us doing it again. We're repeating the assembly process. We're reassembling the bed or desk or whatever. So, also in the army, while you're doing your compulsory military service, they teach you to strip your weapon. They teach you how to disassemble your gun. And then, well, after you've disassembled your gun, you have to reassemble it, don't you? Hang on, how did we get here? Why are we talking about disassembling and reassembling weapons in the jungle? Of course, I remember now. We were talking about military service and the fact that military service is compulsory. You have to do it. And food shopping is also compulsory. And that's why, like other chores, things like dusting, washing the floor, polishing the silver, cleaning the windows, all of these chores are chores because they're boring, repetitive, and compulsory. That's why we don't like doing them. But this is only the case when we're thinking about our boring shopping trips. One family that we don't find boring when they do their shopping is the Benchfield family. Now, I know it's been a while since we last saw them, but do you all remember what they were getting up to last time we saw them? Yes, I know, you all remember. Well, probably. But let's not take any chances. Let's just recap on what was happening in the Benchfield shopping saga. Now, the last time we saw the Benchfield family, well, almost all of the Benchfield family, because Mary wasn't with the rest of the family, was she? No. Mary had gone to visit her parents, and Alfredo and the kids were doing the shopping. Now, as I'm sure you all remember, things didn't get off to the best of starts, did they? Alfredo tried to enlist the help of the kids. He tried to get the kids to help him write a shopping list, but, well, Tim didn't want to help because he's so lazy, and he went into the living room to watch TV. Alfredo tried to watch a shopping list, but in the end, finally, he decided that it was simpler to just go to the supermarket and buy what they saw. Alfredo's logic was that even if they bought something they didn't need at that time, they could always store it until they did need it. So, Alfredo told all of the kids to get into the car, even Tim, who didn't want to go shopping. And when they were all in the car, they set off for the supermarket. Okay, well, we all thought that things were going to improve once they reached the supermarket, didn't we? I know that I did, but I was wrong. As soon as they parked the car and went inside the supermarket, the problems started again, didn't they? Alfredo couldn't remember where he'd parked the car, could he? So he asked who wanted to go and go and find the car. Tim volunteered to go, and that was predictable, wasn't it? We all knew that Tim would volunteer. He'd do anything to get out of doing the shopping, wouldn't he? Tim went off with instructions to find the car, to locate the car, and come back within 10 minutes. Then there was a problem with getting a trolley, wasn't there? Alfredo didn't have the right change, the right coin to get a trolley, so he gave John a fiver, a £5 note, and told him to get some change. John went off, but the only way that he could get change was by buying something in a newsagent's so that he could break into the fiver. The only problem was that John went a bit too far and bought so much stuff that he almost spent all of the money. Luckily, he managed to bring back a £1 coin and the family were able to get a trolley. John bought his dad a magazine, but it was a fishing magazine and Alfredo wasn't happy. He hates fishing. He thinks it's stupid. Finally, the family, minus Tim, started to get on with the shopping. Then, suddenly, Alfredo noticed that someone, Tim, was missing. Alfredo sent Lizzie to fetch Tim. He asked her to go into the car park, find Tim and bring him back into the supermarket. Alfredo wants Lizzie to find Tim and come back to meet the rest of the family with Tim. Lizzie found Tim, and he was speaking to a mate of his, Eddie Finn. Eddie Finn is bad news. He was thrown out of school. He used to go to the same school as the Benchfield kids, but he did something really bad, and so the headmaster expelled him. Lizzie thought that there was something fishy about Tim and Eddie's behavior. She smelt a rat, but Tim wouldn't tell her anything. He kept his mouth shut and told her to keep her mouth shut too. Oh, pineapple chunks! We're out of time. Yes, it's true. Our 15 minutes is up. Oh well, never mind. Remember what the French bird with no eyebrows says. No eyebrows, spill some milk. No, hang on. That's not right, is it? What did she say again? If you want big eyebrows, put some milk on your face with a damp cloth. No, that's not it either. Milk doesn't have eyebrows, so use a damp cloth at the beautician. No, that's not it. I've forgotten what she said. Maybe you can find it in one of our old lessons. You know where to go to, don't you? Yes, that's right. The website with all the special Ks. Well, 3 of them. www.mediaclick.hu. All right, people. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have fun, get a good night's rest, and I'll see you in the morning. No, in the afternoon. What was it about those eyebrows? If you haven't got a glass of milk, don't worry about using a damp cloth. No, that wasn't it either.